Hello, Aries, and welcome to your September 2016 reading. I hope everyone is well. Just a reminder that you can use this for your sun sign, of course, but also for your rising and your moon if you know them. This month, a lot of you I know are going back to school, at least in North America, and as a result, I wanted to use our Catalyst card, which we'll be pulling in a few minutes, to focus on what you can do to unlock learning opportunities in your life. And it doesn't only apply to students. We're all learning. That's what life is about. So really this month the focus is on hidden insights, I guess you could say. And before we begin, I always start with a meditation and I channel some information. And for you, I got a single word, beautiful word, mercy. And I like to sometimes look up the definitions too, just because I know these words, but when I see the definition, things will pop out at me. And really what this is about, there were three words that came out. Compassion, forgiveness and compassion, particularly when there's an opportunity to punish or to or somehow harm somebody. So what you could think of is either a law official, leader, parent, somebody having an opportunity to give a very harsh sentence, but when you look at somebody, you understand where they're coming from and realize they may have not been motivated to hurt someone, or they may not have done something on purpose. So another way to kind of look at this is empathy. Empathy, which gives you mercy, demonstrating compassion, which not only makes you feel better, but could turn a key in somebody else in your life. So this card is not so much about you, but perhaps a strained relationship in your life where you've been punishing that person repeatedly. And you know what, we all get into these cycles where just you don't even remember why you were arguing with someone, or you don't understand why you're upset at a situation, and you feel sort of this, it can be a mentality where it just feels good to dislike someone or punish someone. So it will open up not only you, but the other person and free you. So think of an opportunity in your life where you could somehow demonstrate mercy, okay? Now let's take a look at what you can do to unlock learning opportunities this month, since again we're going to sort of honor all of those students, those parents, those teachers, and just general human beings who are trying to better themselves. So let's see what your learning opportunity is. And it's beautiful because, and it was reversed, so I'm going to read the reversal, but it comes through as a lovely support to mercy. Mercy and peace go together. Peace, showing me that both of you seek the peace because of the reversal. This could come through meditation, benediction, prayer. There's going to be a way for you when your mind is in a sort of more quiet state to see that this is really where you need to head. So for any of you that already feel peaceful and calm, keep it up. You're doing great. And in that calm, there's going to be more energy, more opportunities. For those of you that don't have that, I really want you to work towards getting there. You may need to ask for help. You notice that this looks like a cathedral to me, or a temple, or a mosque. And so whatever your sort of chosen religion or meditation technique is, maybe you ask for help, maybe it's a person, maybe it's a higher being, but I do want you to sort of release control and also ask for signs or tangible help from somebody this month. It's going to help you feel peaceful, it's going to help enact peace, and I think that that's only going to bring good things for you this month. Okay, so those are beautiful messages that came through, both channeled and also through the oracle cards. So now let's take a look at your general tarot reading for this month. Of course, after I finish this, then we will expand it out. I always make sure that you can take a look at health, wealth, love, and destiny. All right, enough shuffling. Let's see what you got this month. Some beautiful stuff at the beginning. Many of you, relationships are going to be a big focus this month. I can see that. Healing some sadness. All right, so your central card is great. Even in a reversal, I like the Magician. The Magician is about being able to manifest, and not maybe as intuitive as the High Priestess, though it is there. This is more about taking the tools, taking the knowledge, taking the insights that you have, and just moving forward. So if any of you have been feeling like, I'm not sure what to do. I don't feel like I have the power. I'm not sure if this is right. This card reversed is saying you do have what it takes to move forward, but focus is key. Because if you'll notice, Magician always has one of every suit, which means sometimes a paralyzing array of things to consider. So you're going to have to either take some research or your intuition and think, where do I go? With the Sun card here, it's showing me that partnerships are going to be very helpful this month, and that was something that I saw with the Peace card. Asking for help, leaning on someone, it's going to only make you look stronger, and it's only going to improve the situation. This is probably a strong man in your life or a very masculine influence in your life. For me, the Sun card usually reads as a man, or sometimes a youthful man if it's reversed that sort of thinks of himself. But upright, what I'm getting here is a very strong male influence in your life that's going to be able to lend some support and some guidance here. The other thing is the partnerships could lead to love for some of you. This beautiful Morgan Greer deck is one of the few that shows love happening in the Sun card. So just know that what starts off as a partnership or as a maybe just a peer relationship could somehow blossom into something more if that's what you want. What I'm seeing in the deep past, which is really the past couple of months leading up to this, is a feeling of needing to be freer in your opportunities. And one thing that's coming through for you is to take a stand and stand up, take a stand, something like that. And so speak up. This card is a often exaggerated view of not having any ability to move forward. And what I was getting from Spirit there was to stand up, to speak up, to somehow break free of those tethers that you're feeling. What's important for you to do that, though, and as maybe some external constructive criticism is coming your way, is really to not become defensive. This card usually comes through when there's a need or an opportunity to delegate and to also listen. And when it's reversed, for me anyway, when I'm looking at this, is some of you are maybe taking just general feedback and suggestions as you're not doing well, when in fact you might have a friend, a coworker, a loved one that's just trying to push you along in the right direction. So assume the best until someone proves that they're really kind of critical or out to get you, and then you can deal with that. But a lot of times they're not, and again, you can enact a more peaceful sort of environment around you, and that's going to be so much better for you. When I look at the crowning card for you, and I should pull the camera down for a second so you can see all of these, you have the Page of Cups reversed. So overall, I want you to really focus on friendships and relationships this month. Don't rush into dating. Don't rush into sort of like immediately texting the person or picking up the phone and trying to get a hold of them, even if you have a great first date, or if you're used to hearing from your friends and they're not contacting you all the time. Wait a little bit and then reach out and just say, are you okay? I hope everything's going well. Seems like you're very busy. Always assume the best, always ask some questions, and then let them offer up why they've been busy. One thing that it does look like could be a stress for you later in the month, this is around the 2nd to 3rd week, is financial decisions, holding on to money. Some of you might have some fear over spending because of past mishaps or not having enough, or a fear of not having enough. And so typically when this card comes through, it means it's time to sharpen your pencil and look at your budget and take away any of the doubt that you have, because really fear is fueled by ignorance. So once you have knowledge, the fear starts to slip away, and then you can evade this sort of feeling of I need to hold everything in. Also, a really great time for those of you that are feeling tension to do something with stretching, body massage, somehow opening up, and particularly opening up the heart chakra, the chest. So if you're working out, make sure you're maybe doing some anything that's going to stretch out your basically your chest and heart area. It's going to be very beneficial. You're going to feel an immediate sort of relief. So again, that can be yoga, Pilates. It can be standard weightlifting. Again, I was thinking in my head I was seeing like that Nautilus machine, or anything that's going to sort of, even archery, whatever, but you need to sort of like pull open your chest cavity area and open up these muscles. That's going to help quite a bit. control is a big thing for many of you this month. You know, this card can come through for those of you that are sometimes either in a really strict company, maybe a very strict culture or a political environment. And for this, it is about picking and choosing your battles and not letting this dictate what's up here, because there's always the ability to remain free in your mind. So stay independently thinking and see if there's an opportunity or a safe haven where you can kind of talk about whatever your fears are, and I think that's going to help quite a bit. I see financial recovery, slow and gentle, but nonetheless happening. It's probably be around the 4th week of the month, which is again why with the 4 of Pentacles that we see here, I really want you to take your time, be smart about how long it takes to basically recover. And that Mercy card can be for you. So for those of you that are either recovering from a bankruptcy, maybe you made a bad investment and it didn't perform well, or you just wish you had more saved for retirement. Maybe you're in your 40s or 50s and you're looking and thinking, how am I ever going to afford to retire? This card says it's not too late, but you have to start now and you have to take it seriously. And you probably need to talk to someone, an advisor or a friend, to get some better advice than what you've been following. I love what I'm seeing here for your hopes and fears. The Star card is really very positive. I feel like many of you might have had an epiphany, a moment of clarity where you're thinking, all right, I've been on this path for a long time. It could be a job, it could be a relationship, it could be a way of living, and you're just realizing the patterns are no longer healthy, they're no longer suiting you. And with the Star card coming in, it's a spiritual awakening, it's a moment of clarity. And if you capitalize on this, you could actually make some fantastic strides this month, because remember, your central cards were the Magician reversed and then, of course, crossed by the Sun. The Sun is a star, and this energy is it's something that you can project. It's very active. Again, you look at the orange and the yellow associated with masculine energy. Masculine, often the force of pushing something out into the world. So for those of you, let's break it down into what really makes sense. It's a great time to think about buying a house, about starting a new job, about bringing some sort of a product out to the world. This is a month to execute on something, to share, to communicate, and not to be afraid, because if you've done your research and your finances allow, and you're following your heart, then it's a great time to get some support, okay? Now, if your finances do not allow, you need to pause, you need to recover there first, because if we look at the cards, this is only as strong as the foundation underneath it. So I really want you to make sure that the money, the stability, the whole network around your idea or whatever it is you want to share is ready. For those of you that think, okay, I'm not an entrepreneur, I just have a 9-to-5 job, what does the star mean to me? It can mean a very strong love coming into your life. The star, the 6 of Cups, sometimes, what I'm seeing here with the star and with the sun is soulmate potential coming through this month. Aquarius potentially for some of you can also be a water sign, because there is water here. And even though Aquarius is not water, this image to me often just reads Aquarius. So for those of you that are open to a new relationship this month, I think you could be pleasantly surprised by that, and it may come in an unexpected place. Again, work, friends, or a social outlet involving sort of a friend of a friend. This is something organic. It's not like Match or Tinder or anything like that. I feel like you'll meet someone just through the course of who you are and what you do for a living. The final card, which is very important for you this month, is basically how to stay open-minded. And I think, again, it goes with that Mercy channeled information that we were looking at earlier, which is many of you have it's part of your nature. It's part of being Aries. It's part of having fire. This is you, King of Wands or King of Rods. But if you haven't fully sort of opened up your mind to other people's perspectives, if you haven't fleshed out your idea, then you need to be open to what other people might be trying to bring into your life. So don't shut people out. Don't be too stubborn this month. And remember that before you can bring a big idea either to a boardroom or to to a lawyer to try and get everything together, make sure that you have the resources and make sure that you're really comfortable and ready to share, because we only get one chance to sort of bring our big ideas out to the world. So for you, really make sure that everything is fully baked if that's something you want to do. Quickly looking at this, I'm going to look at health, wealth, love, and destiny in a moment. I do see a little bit with the water here that I want you to watch how much, and it's not about, hydration is part of it, but what I see here often is an overindulgence in either sugar or alcohol. And so for those of you that have been sort of just having more fun for whatever reason, this is a month to try to be a little bit more mindful of balancing things out. So if you drink a lot of caffeine, make sure you're drinking enough water. Try to cut back on the caffeine and go more herbal if you can with like teas. And for those of you that are drinking alcohol, it's the same thing. Reduce either how much or how frequent you're drinking. And for sugary drinks, it's a great month to try to give up soda, pop, whatever you want to call it. I want you to go more for clear, clean food and liquid this month. And I think that's going to help. It's really going to help for those of you that have blood pressure issues or diabetes. So just to note that it's a good month to talk to your family doctor about this, get a good handle on where your health is, and maybe change your diet. You should always talk to a professional, but that's what I'm seeing. Okay, so let's expand this out and take a look at health, wealth, love, and destiny. So I'll shuffle, look at health. We got a little bit of health information there already, but still it's good to see. Okay. So whenever I get any sort of a healing card like this, first of all, meditation is going to be fantastic. I mentioned earlier, any type of prayer or benediction is good, or meditation. I'm very non-denominational here, so it's whatever works for you. And even though the card may show Buddha, Allah, Jesus, what I read when I see this is connect to the divine. So part of your health will be somehow clearing out the garbage in your mind. Meditation, exercise, because it kind of is a form of meditation for many of you. You can sort of jog, put some music on, but I want you to disengage looking at your BlackBerry, looking at your iPhone, looking at whatever device, iPad. Does anyone even use BlackBerries anymore? Sorry. But whatever device you're using, let go of that and start to somehow think of the bigger picture, what's going on in your life. That's what meditation will bring for you. You're going to maybe see some things that weren't clear before just because you were quiet. And nothing magical has to happen in a meditation. Sometimes people think that you have to see, feel, or hear something. Really, just letting your mind go free is part of it. And we'll see, time permitting. I've had a lot of requests for meditation videos. I will try this month, but if not, next month I will release a second installment. I know I did one in the winter, so I'll try to do something to help those of you that are finding a way to meditate. Okay, so let's take a look at wealth, money, career. So what's coming through for wealth? Okay, so we have faith. There's a lot of common messages this month, but this is less about the divine and the universe, and this is more about faith in yourself. So for those of you that are overdue for a promotion, wondering why things haven't been progressing, you have to believe in yourself. This is basically almost like the Jedi mind trick here, where it's fake it till you make it, or if you can't believe in yourself, then no one else will. So this is really making sure that you trust yourself. Also, take a look at the leadership around you, and if you don't have faith in that, it's time to shift. But generally speaking, it is a good time to make a leap of faith if you've done the research. Okay? Let's take a look at love and relationships. And we have see the other person's point of view. I love how everything keeps tying back to sort of like mercy and peace this month. So it's sort of like a month to fully embrace Gandhi's teaching and be as non-violent, non-confrontational as possible through this sort of open-minded negotiation, listening, active listening. You may be surprised at how many new allies you make, how many old wars you let go of, and how much better you feel, because whenever you sort of feel intense dislike towards somebody, it's not only poisoning them, but it's poisoning you. And it's a lot of energy that you could put in somewhere else. You could, improve your physical health. You could get another project done at work. You could spend more time with your family. And basically, overall, you're not going to age as fast because you're just feeling better about yourself in life, and your body is going to be in a better state. So that's what I'm seeing there. So the other thing with that, see the other person's point of view. For those of you that are in a love relationship, what can happen here is sometimes the chemistry is reversed in this, because for me, the magician card is like a chemist card. So if that's the case, try not to let passion get in the way of peace. Try not to let your own strong will somehow avoid seeing what the other person is trying to tell you, because a lot of times, or show you, a lot of times people are already meeting us halfway, but we're just so closed off we can't get it. All right, destiny, where you're headed, what your trajectory is. Focus on the light. So beautiful card, by the way. Really, really like this. So this, I think we have a very concise, clear, and supported message this month. I'll review the cards and it's going to come in nicely. But we'll start with this. The destiny, the opportunity this month, which is supported by this learning opportunity. Look at the two of these together. Through peace, you're going to see growth. The sunflower showing growth, sustenance, opportunity, and basically having other things open up in your life and bloom. So peace is the key this month. Peace, forgiveness, and compassion, components of mercy, going to open everything up for you. Again, looking at health, it's about meditation, about surrender, about talking to a therapist or to a counselor or to a spiritual leader. And they're going to help you maybe see something that you couldn't without their help. And it's going to get you closer to that forgiveness and to that merciful sort of act, which is going to open everything up. Wealth, follow through on your intuition. And if you've been working at something for a while, you can take your leap of faith. Love, try to be empathic, basically. That's going to be the key to success. And again, destiny, focusing on the light rather than everything that someone does wrong or has done wrong in the past. Look at what they're trying to do to make amends. Looking at your overall spread, it's a month for love to come through, but you have to be patient in the love opportunities. You have to see past any sort of passion that could cloud and cause an argument. You really want to just be calm and steady, and then things could blossom into something beautiful. For those of you that are already on your path, life path or soul path, or doing something you love, money will start to filter in because you're doing something great and doing a great job doing it. For those of you that are not, there's a struggle. So try to get closer aligned to what your heart truly wants to do if your surrounding situation will allow it. For many of you, power struggles are going to be key this month. I see it in your past. I see it right now. And the key for you is to just keep innovating and thinking new ways of getting out of these situations. Letting go of sometimes the ability for others to have your power. And by not fighting, by not being stubborn, by being peaceful, a lot of times the people in your life that tend to be the most stubborn and frustrated and angry, they'll let go because they see that they can't basically upset you. And so that's how neutrality and having a neutral mind can actually create peace, opportunity, and abundance for you. Okay? I hope that was helpful. Really beautiful messages that came through this month. I wish you all of the peace that you can find. And I know it's not easy. That's why it was in your learning situation. But I do believe it's possible, and it looks like the rewards are going to be well worth it, both in the form of love and just peace of mind. Okay? So if you'd ever like to have a personal reading, I can go in much more depth into questions that you have. Feel free to reach out to me. I'll put a link in the corner, or if you're on a mobile device, I think you have to click on the info button and all of the links will be there. If you'd like to stay in touch, I'm very active on Facebook. I'm also on Twitter, Instagram, and I have a newsletter, which is a fantastic way to stay in touch. And if you found this useful, I would love for you to share the support. I'll put a donate button at the end, and that's completely optional, but of course welcome if this was something that you liked. Otherwise, thank you, basically, because without your support, your likes, and all of the positive feedback, which I do read, I just can't reply to everybody. I want to tell you that does give me the energy to go month to month, so keep it up, and take care of yourselves, all right? Thanks so much for allowing me to read for you. Have a great day.